Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you to big news across Canada.
Police identify teen fatally shot outside Toronto High School. Ontario parents race to find childcare ahead of planned walkout by education workers. One person dead, 6 others injured after highway crash near Oshawa. Ottawa reveals plan to welcome 500,000 immigrants per year by 2025. Freedom Convoy came together organically, organizer testifies. Toronto starts administering flu shots at its 6 city-run clinics. Vigil tonight for North York man who fell to his death in presence of Toronto police.
These were the headlines and let's jump right into the details.
A 64-year-old man has died following a 7-vehicle crash near Oshawa Tuesday morning. According to Ontario Provincial Police, the incident occurred near Highway 401 and Holt Road in Durham region. Investigators say 6 other people were transported to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Roads in the area are closed while police investigate the incident. Investigators warn of heavy congestion in both Womanville and Oshawa. As a result, roads are expected to reopen around 1 p.m. Some families in Ontario are scrambling to make alternative childcare plans after several boards said they would close schools Friday in response to a planned walkout by education workers. The Toronto District School Board, Canada's largest school district, said late Monday it has no option but to close for in-person learning because it can't guarantee school safety and cleanliness without the services of those employees, including librarians, custodians, and early childhood educators. Riaz Ahmed, the father of the first grader at the junior kindergarten in the board, said the planned school closures have complicated his plans for Friday because both he and his wife are working parents. It is going to be tricky, he said outside Thorncliffe Park Public School on Tuesday morning after dropping off his children. We are still planning and we are still trying to figure out a way. The Ontario government introduced legislation Monday to impose a contract on education workers with the Canadian Union of Public Employees and word a strike set to start Friday. CUPE said its 55,000 education workers members will walk off the job in a province-wide protest Friday despite the legislation, which will use the notwithstanding clause to keep the eventual law in force in the event of any constitutional challenges. Daniel Raza said he and his partner were still working out childcare plans for his 6-year-old who attends grade 1 at TDSB school as they look to either adjust work schedules or ask grandparents for support. He said the walkout was no doubt going to cause some short-term disruption and short-term frustration, but he said he supports the education workers' right to strike and negotiate a deal.
Canadians understand the need to continue to grow our population if we're going to meet the needs of the labor force, if we're going to...
The federal government is planning a massive increase in number of immigrants entering Canada with the goal of seeing 500,000 people arrive each year by 2025. Immigration Minister Sean Fraser revealed the new targets today, saying the move is necessary to ensure Canada's economic prosperity. Canadian industries are facing a significant labor shortage with about 1 million job vacancies across the country. The new plan puts on emphasis on increasing the number of immigrants who will be admitted based on their work skills or experience over the next 3 years. Ottawa is planning a more moderate increase in the number of family members who will be admitted into the country and decrease in the number of refugees. The new plan comes days after Statistics Canada reported a record 23% of people in the country are landed immigrants or permanent residents.
Rebalance a worrying demographic trend, and if we're going to continue to reunite families and to do right by the world and make good on our commitments to support some of the world's most vulnerable. My view is that Canada is uniquely positioned in the world to use immigration to achieve these outcomes. You know, immigration in Canada is not just something that we do, it's who we are, it's who we've always been. With the exception of Indigenous peoples, every family in Canada...
A candlelight vigil will be held tonight for a 32-year-old man who fell to his death from 16th floor window of North York apartment last month in the presence of Toronto police. On October 13, police were called to 8025 Finch Avenue West for reports of a man throwing furniture and other items from top floor apartment. Concerns were raised as there is a daycare at street level. A number of officers from 31 Division attended the building and located a man who had barricaded himself in bedroom. Toronto police said hours later Teresh Bobby Ramroop was dead. Ramroop's family, during a news conference held last week near the apartment building where he died, said he was suffering from severe depression at the time of the incident. The man's family is demanding police provide more details about exactly what happened that day to Bobby, as he was affectionately known. They say they were held by police in superintendent's room and weren't updated about the situation until their loved one was dead. Toronto police have not addressed that specific allegation. In an October 27 statement, Toronto Police Chief James Reimer said the force is fully cooperating with the investigation and has provided all video and audio recordings from the officers, body-worn cameras, and all other information requested by the SIU. Tonight's gathering, which is being held on what would have been Ramroop's 33rd birthday, will take place outside 1825 Finch Avenue West. The vigil is set to get underway at 6 p.m. Freedom Convoy organizer Chris Barber says the initial purpose of the protest was to get federal government to listen to truck drivers' concerns about cross-border COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Barber, 47, is first of several organizers who will take the witness stand at the public inquiry investigating the federal government's Invocation of Emergencies Act. Barber runs his own trucking company in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, and was greeted with a smattering of applause from spectators in the room. He says he was contacted by a fellow truck driver, Bridget Belton, about organizing some kind of protest against the mandates for truck drivers who cross the border between the United States and Canada. After that, he says the plans came together organically and quickly through social media. Within 2 weeks, thousands of trucks and protesters arrived in downtown Ottawa, where they ultimately blockaded city streets for nearly a month. Starting Tuesday, Toronto's 6 city-run immunization clinics will be offering free flu shots to general public. People wanting to get vaccinated against influenza are asked to make an appointment through the TPH appointment booking system. Appointments opened for Toronto residents on October 26 so far. 4,000 spots are available, but more will be added weekly throughout the month. Identification or health card are not required. Anyone 5 years of age or older will be offered both the COVID-19 vaccine and the flu vaccine at their appointment. Toronto residents 6 months of age and older can also get flu shot through their primary care provider starting this month. Those older than 2 and above are eligible to receive it at one of more than 700 participating pharmacies. On October 14, Toronto Public Health launched its annual influenza vaccination campaign. People in the highest risk settings, like retirement residences, as well as those experiencing homelessness, were among the first to be offered the vaccine. Typical flu symptoms, which can be similar to COVID-19 and other respiratory infections, include the sudden onset of high fever, chill, sore throat, cold, cough, and muscle aches. Recovering from the flu usually takes 7 to 10 days. Those most vulnerable to severe effects of the virus include adults aged 65 years old and up, individuals with chronic health conditions, people with neurologic or neurodevelopment conditions, residents or nursing homes and chronic care facilities, children 6 months to 5 years of age, pregnant individuals, and indigenous peoples. People should clean their hands often, avoid touching their eyes, nose, and mouth with unclean hands, cover their coughs and sneezes, and wear masks in indoor public settings or crowded places to prevent spreading the virus.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good day.